Hey, check it out. We got snow. Oh man, it's the one thing nature can throw at us to help level the playing field. I don't know, make it a little easier. Oh man, so happy to see snow. It snowed yesterday, and I was really wanting to go out yesterday, but my schedule wouldn't allow it. So I planned to come this morning. The snow was a little crunchier than I would have preferred, but still not too bad. Still muffled, crunchy leaves and that kind of stuff. We had it was about 20, low 20s this morning. We had a northwest wind. It was actually pretty strong this morning, probably 9-10 mile an hour, and it's fairly gusty now. I'm not sure if you can hear that through the mic or not, but yeah, it kind of consistently stayed pretty windy today. Got set up. I sat at that big tree, the same tree that I sat behind when it rained and it was just cold and crazy. Didn't see anything. Sat there for a good hour after first light and told myself, if I don't see anything, I'm gonna go sneak in a little bit and see what I see. So headed into the south because that was the best way that I could get in position and then work up the wind. Slowly crept in, got to the creek, noticed some doe walking on the mid side of the hill, and they were headed eastbound, and no clue I was there, and they were headed to the property line. So I decided, like, I need to get up there because apparently the deer are moving through the trees today. Saw another pair, maybe 3 doe, doing the exact same thing. They were coming from the west, heading to the east, and so I kind of hightailed it across the creek silently as I could, but I did it a little bit faster because I wanted to get in position. They had no idea I was coming. I got up to where they were at. They already passed, so I was going straight south. They were going east, and then by the time I got up there, they were already at the fence line. One of the does would have been a decent shooter. The other was pretty small. So then I started working my way west against the wind, and got set up. Found a really big rub, and I set up just a little further west of that rub, behind a big tree. Did some grunting and rattling, and kind of sat there and waited, see if anything would happen out of that. And I glanced back behind me, and all those doe that I saw earlier actually came towards the noise, which was actually slightly downwind. So I was really shocked. Looking at them, there was 4 total. 2 were really small, probably yearlings. The other was kind of a medium, and then there was one nice sized doe that I really wanted to take, but she was towards the back, and my body position wasn't quite in the right direction because I didn't expect them to come downwind. So I think my wind at that point, instead of going straight east like it was kind of doing in the trees earlier, because they were due east of me, I think it was actually going southeast a little bit. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been there. And they came in, got right within bow range. I tried slowly positioning myself, but the big doe that I would want to shoot, she was kind of watching. So I just froze there for a bit, and then they started looking over my shoulder. So I was wondering if from down or upwind, if my call was calling something in. So I'm like trying to look, see if there's anything there, and kind of not trying to make movements because I don't want to spook them if there's something coming in. She and the other ladies just kind of meandered, but kept an eye on me. I kind of got pivoted where I could have taken one of the smaller ones, but the one I really wanted, she was already kind of leading the pack away from me, and she was not in the right position and heading away. So I grabbed my camera, took a little picture instead. Shot him in a different way. So then I started working more towards the west because I was caught by a ridge and I couldn't quite see over it. I wanted to at least get on the ridge so I could see what's coming. I didn't want to be ambushed by something and not ready. So I slowly crept up there, really was keeping an eye on everything, got really quiet. Didn't see anything when I got there, so I got in position. I rattled a little bit more. I didn't think I added any snorts at that time. And I gotta work today, so I was watching the clock and kind of decided like, okay, I gotta start heading back. So I started slowly heading back to the east, working my way back the way I came in. And I was just keeping an eye and doing it fairly stealthily. And then I noticed down at the bottom of the hill, coming westbound, so my way, but he was more north of me, a good-sized buck. And he was kind of beelining, cruising through there. And so I got in position behind this bigger tree, and I grunted at him a couple of times, and he stopped dead and looked, and he started coming up my way. So I kind of got into position because we all know how I've had to learn getting in the proper position. And the tree wasn't huge. He could kind of see my right elbow, and he was kind of bobbing a little bit slowly, but he was coming parallel, and he was going to pop over on my left of the tree. And so I kind of positioned myself when I saw his head go back behind so he couldn't see me. I positioned myself so I was in the sight line, and I was ready for him to pop over on the left side of the tree. And I started drawing back because I knew it was only a matter of minutes or a matter of seconds before he'd pop up. And so I got about 3/4 away of my draw, and he popped around, and he saw my movement and spooked back. And he only jumped back about maybe 15 yards. He kind of snorted, and then was like just staring. And he kind of looked away, so I grabbed my grunt call and I grunted at him again, and it engaged him. And so he kind of started to circle me, and so I grunted a little bit more at him without him seeing any of my movements. And I thought he was going to do a big circle around me, and he kind of did. But then once he got a little further away, he just decided like I wasn't worth his time, and then just moved on. So that was close. He was a nice mature buck. Good tall tines on him, probably a good solid 8-pointer. Guess it wasn't the right one. We're getting closer. One of these days. Well, getting snow blown on me, and I got to get to work. God bless.